Fear doesn't always scream. Sometimes, it whispers quietly and still decides your entire life. What is fear, really? Is it just an emotion? A weakness? A lack of courage? Or is it something deeper, something older, something that existed long before you ever had a name for it? Fear is not simply panic or terror. Fear is the body's early warning system. It is information, not instruction. We often misunderstand fear because we only notice it when it hurts. But fear wasn't designed to make life smaller. It was designed to keep life alive. So why does fear feel so limiting? Because fear does not understand time. It doesn't know the difference between a real threat and a remembered one. To fear, rejection can feel like danger. Failure can feel like death. Silence can feel safer than honesty. We tell ourselves, fear is holding me back. But a deeper question is, what is fear trying to protect? Fear exists because once, somewhere, something hurt. And the mind learned a rule: never let that happen again. That rule becomes automatic. Invisible. Powerful. Fear isn't always about what's happening now. It's about what might happen based on what already did. This is why fear appears strongest right before growth. New jobs. New relationships. Speaking your truth. Choosing change. Fear doesn't ask, is this good for you? Fear asks, is this familiar? And if it's unfamiliar, fear raises its voice. So fear isn't the enemy. But fear is a poor decision maker. It was meant to advise. Not to rule. The real question isn't, how do I get rid of fear? The real question is, how do I stop letting fear decide who I become? How fear shows up in real life. Consider a man named Alex. Not dramatic. Not broken. Just, careful. From the outside, Alex's life looks fine. Stable job. Predictable routine. No major disasters. But inside, fear lives quietly. It shows up when Alex thinks about speaking up in meetings. His chest tightens. What if I sound stupid? What if I'm wrong? So he stays quiet. Fear shows up when he feels something for someone. A pause before the text. A delay before honesty. What if I care more than they do? So he stays guarded. Fear shows up when opportunity knocks. A new role. A new city. A different version of life. What if I fail? What if I regret it? What if I lose what I already have? So he stays where he is. At first, fear feels like wisdom. Alex tells himself he's being mature. Responsible. Realistic. But slowly, something changes. The days feel heavier. Not painful, just empty. Life keeps moving, but Alex feels like he's watching it through glass. One night, alone, a question appears: when did I stop choosing, and start avoiding? That question hurts. Alex realizes fear didn't arrive suddenly. It started small. A moment of embarrassment years ago. A failure that lingered too long. A time he trusted, and felt foolish. Fear learned from that moment. And it never forgot. Fear told him, stay small and you'll stay safe. But safety came with a cost. Connection faded. Confidence thinned. Dreams became unrealistic ideas. Alex didn't lose his life to fear. He postponed it. And that's the most dangerous form of fear, the kind that doesn't ruin you loudly, but slowly convinces you that this is all there is. Why the brain does this? Here's what's happening beneath the surface. The human brain evolved for survival, not happiness. Deep inside the brain sits the amygdala, the fear center. Its job is simple: detect threat. React fast. Ask questions later. The problem? The amygdala doesn't distinguish between physical danger, emotional pain, social rejection, past memories. To the brain, all of these can feel like survival threats. So when you're about to speak up, take a risk, or change direction, the brain asks, have we been hurt like this before? If the answer is yes, even once, the fear response activates. Stress hormones flood the body. Heart rate increases. Logic temporarily shuts down. This is why fear feels physical. And why logic alone can't silence it. Your rational brain might say, I'll be okay. But your survival brain says, better not risk it. Avoidance then reinforces fear. Each time you avoid something, the brain learns, good. That was dangerous. Each time you face fear and survive, the brain rewires, maybe this isn't a threat after all. Fear weakens through experience, not reassurance. This is why courage is not emotional. It's behavioral. The brain doesn't learn safety from thinking. It learns safety from doing. What changes everything? Now pause, not to judge yourself and not to fix anything. Just notice. Where is fear quietly running your life? Which conversations are you delaying? Which decisions are you postponing? Which version of yourself are you protecting and limiting? Fear will always ask, what if it goes wrong? But fear never asks, what if staying the same costs more? Awareness doesn't remove fear, but it changes your relationship with it. When you see fear clearly, it loses authority. It becomes a signal, not a command. You don't have to fight fear or defeat it. You only have to stop obeying it automatically. Because fear shrinks when you listen, but still move. When you feel it, but don't surrender to it. The goal isn't to become fearless. The goal is to be free enough to choose anyway. Fear may protect your body, but courage protects your life. And sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is take one honest step forward while fear is still whispering in your ear.